How is everybody today? Apologize again. We got 10 inches of snow yesterday, so I do not have internet, so I have to use the phone internet. And so my first question is, how come I never lose the phone internet, but I lose the home internet? And why isn't the home internet on the phone? This is what doesn't make sense to me. So that's where we're at. Let me do something. So I am stuck watching my phone. I can put on my TV. There's a way to go put it on the. Excuse me. Okay, so anyway, there's a way I could go on YouTube on the phone and put it on my TV. Anyway, pardon me for the picture, but my front camera is a little bit blurry or buzzy. I know when I take pictures, it's a little bit dark. It's not as clear on this one, but if I take a picture using the back camera, it's much clearer. But anyway, so just wanted to touch base, watch the two economic guys that we like to watch, the Austrians from England. We had talked about the Swiss guy the other day. So it was a very good video by Alistair McLeod. Unfortunately, because I'm here, I can't really show you on normally what I do is show you on my phone. This is the video to watch, or we can show it, but I can't do both. I can't be on here and show that. Plus, I'm on YouTube anyway. Yeah. So in it, the big question is when? When does gold go through the roof? When does this happen? When does that happen? And geez, they keep killing Gaddafi and they kill Saddam because they wanted to go on the gold standard. So what's going to prevent them from stopping this? And Alistair McLean basically says because the bully has no more teeth. What does that mean? So what he's saying is after the way we looked getting out of Afghanistan and after we looked on these other things, there's no fucking way the U.S. is going to stop Russia and China from coming out with the gold-backed currency. So that was the question asked and answered by Alistair. He said, when you're afraid of the bully, you listen to him, right? He's going to kill us for gold standard. But when you're not afraid of him anymore, and you're not, then he can't do anything. So what was holding us up was, the U.S. not wanting everybody on gold because J.P. Morgan wanted to print, That's not a problem anymore. So look for this to happen relatively soon. Again, nobody has the date, unfortunately, but it's not going to be stopped by the U.S. threat of if you do a gold-backed currency, that's it. So I'm off to the gold store with my wedding ring and my gold bracelet to sell it for a half ounce. Now, I got some bad information, so I want to, when you go to a jewelry store, not the coin store, right? I went to the place I sold. It's the high-end jewelers, and they freaking lied to me, which pisses me off. So my bracelet is 23.4 grams, 14 karat, which is basically 0.825, 4107 ounces. So it's like more than 3/4 of an ounce because first of all, what she lied to me is that she said an ounce, it's 32 grams to an ounce. It's not, it's 28 grams to an ounce. Secondly, I question why she gave me grams instead of ounces, but okay. So 23 grams for my bracelet for this. So it's almost an ounce, right? Well, if it's 1800, and she gives me 1840, so it's really 1855, which when you're paying spot, so it's 1855 times 0.825 comes out to $890. Oh no, it comes out to 890, not 545. So she quotes me 545 I don't know where she got it from, but since this is almost, well, what you got to do is it's 0.825 ounces, the bracelet, but it's 14 karat gold. So you have to come up with 14 divided by 24, which is a little more than 50%. And then, so you multiply 0.82 ounces by 14 divided by 24, which I don't remember, it's like 55%, times the 1855 gets you to 890. So if the 0.825 was all gold, if it was 24 karat, then it would have been almost an ounce. But because it's 14 karat, means they're not full gold. There's copper, there's metal, there's brass. I mean, who knows what's in it besides the gold? But when we buy our gold coins, we're buying 1 ounce of gold. We're not actually coming up with this, how this is, 23.4 gram, it's 0.825 ounces. What we're buying is 1 ounce of gold. So it doesn't, that's why we don't take away for the 18 karat or the 14 karat. It's an ounce of gold at $2,000 an ounce. It's $2,000 for the coin, where this is only 14 karat. So we've got to take out what the other items are, and that's where we get. So it weighs 0.825 ounces, and then we take out. We can only we multiply it by the 14 of the 24 karat, which is like 12 would be half. So let's say 55%. So it's 0.825 times 0.55 times 1855 gets you to 890. That's why you're not really getting close to the ounce, because there's only 14 carats. So you got to watch your jewelry. Now the ring, this is why I got divorced. My ex wanted white gold. Now talking to the lady at the jeweler, white gold doesn't matter. It's all gold. It's all pure gold, so you don't need to worry about it. So the ring is 9.6 grams, but it's 18 karat. So 9.6 grams out of the 28 is 0.33863 ounces. So the ring's 0.33 ounces, so times 18 carats, which is 0.75. So that's 0.33 times 0.75 times 1850 comes out to 469. She had 285, so he's trying to fuck me out of 200 there, and 300 on the bracelet, because she thinks it's 32 karat. It's 32 grams to an ounce. It's 28.34, and I took a picture of it if this guy has a question. So now what I was expecting of 545 and 285 turns into 469 and 890. So it's now 1364. Now I can buy a half ounce and a roll of silver, 20 silvers with this, and I'd rather have the half ounce and the 20 silvers than the ring and the bracelet, because it just strengthens the position. First of all, the ring I don't care about, right? It's a wedding that I don't care about. It's done. It's over for 10 years, and the bracelet I never wear, but it's gold, so it does give me value. She did prove it's real gold, which it better have, because I bought it from them. So then, well, what got me is I was looking at my necklace, and this necklace is really not 1 ounce, it's more. It's 36.6 grams, which is 1.29 ounces. So when you do 1.29, again, this is 18 carats, so times 0.75 to get to just the gold amount, times the 1855. She has it as 1100, as 1791. So she's trying to fuck me out of 600. Because I thought, well, wait a minute, if this is an ounce at 18 carats, it should be 75% of 1855. But so that would have been 2,000 would have been 1,500. I'm thinking, how are we getting down to 11? But then the fact it's more than an ounce, this is 1.29, puts it at more than an ounce, which I always thought it was 2, but it's more than an ounce. So it's 1 and a quarter basically, which puts it at 1800. Now I'm not going to sell this. This is my master's, and this I will never sell. And I very rarely take it off. The only time I take it off is when I have to go get an X-ray or at the dentist where they don't want you to wear jewelry. So if you go for an X-ray, they say take off your jewelry. Otherwise, it doesn't come off in the shower. It doesn't come off the Jenna. It doesn't come off shower, swim. It never comes off. But it's gold, so you don't have to worry about it because you're supposed to. So that's your lesson. So 1 ounce is 28.3495 grams. And if they're gonna fuck you with grams, the 23.4 grams is really 0.82 ounces. Then you got to be careful. Like what they're doing with jewelry, inflating it because the jewelry is 14 karat. Now it's like I see some at 10 karat. You think you're buying gold, but you're not buying. This is 18 karat, but now it's like 10. It's not. Now it's 10 karat. This is 18. I got this in 1995, and gold was $250 an ounce. So I got more than an ounce. This would be $2,000 an ounce. You said probably more. This you can even find it. Well, it's an ounce. It's $2,000 plus the designer. So I'll be happy to get this. I can hold on to. But these two, I have no. I'm gonna go to the store after. And I know what it weighs, so I'm gonna. This is 0.82 ounces, and this is 0.33 ounces. These two. So together, it's just a little bit more than an ounce, but the bracelet's 14 karat. So because of that, it's half. The rest is not gold. So again, they're fucking you over by not putting gold in the gold bracelet. A little bit of gold, 14 karat. But really, you think you're buying gold, you're not. You're not. Not. It's mixed with stuff. So this is 0.825 ounces. It's not even 1 ounce, but then it's not all gold either. So be careful if you are buying jewelry. That's why I like the coins. I get an ounce of coin or half ounce. So if I get 1364, I'm guessing around there, that'll lead me to a half ounce should be gold's at 1855, so a half ounce should be about 9 to 1,000. Let's say it's 1,000. Then I can buy the silver. I'll have an extra 364 roughly. I'll have 300, and I'll buy $300 worth of silver. And that's what I do. Maybe I'll keep 100 out, but the intent is to replace it with coin, right? So silver and gold. So that's where I'm going after this. Again, watching the normal gold ones we watch. Again, the Andrew Maguire one I showed you, and then I don't know if I showed you Alistair McLean yesterday, but now I commented, I might have, because I said, this guy's a freaking, his guest, I said, why is he talking paper? Well, later on in the interview, Andrew Maguire, with the beard, says, well, yeah, let's talk physical gold, because the guy keeps talking paper, and then the guest is like, the light went on, like, oh yeah, we need to talk physical. And then Andrew Maguire starts talking, and the guy's like agreeing with him. So again, I'm like, well, why is this guy on? We just want Andrew to talk. The guy doesn't bring anything to the table, his guest, unless it's Alistair McLean. So that's kind of what we did with that was go there and do, just bring the guy. Don't even bring the guy, but he did say that. And then the other guy, Alistair McLean, the bald guy, did another show, not his normal show, and on his thing, he actually they brought up the U.S. preventing other countries from going on the gold standard, and he said, no, that won't happen anymore. That's all gone, and we all know the inflation's higher and everything else, so just be careful with that. But we discussed that. College basketball. So I assume tomorrow will be all the finals. I'll get the bracket, and I have, like I said, I went over a little bit of the teams yesterday as far as how they rank. A teams. I haven't. There's no point in looking at the Z teams because I don't think there's going to be a Z team in the tournament, right? So this is the top 64 plus whatever. So I'm not looking at this to be. Uh, I'm not looking at this to be, Z teams in this. It's like the NFL playoffs. You're not going to get a Z team. You're going to get A teams and over teams, and occasionally an under team, like the Baltimore Ravens in 2000 when they had, Flacco as their quarterback. They were definitely an under team there. No, they just didn't score. So that's what we're looking for. I think Houston, UCLA, and Alabama should be the cream. They both score a lot and have a good defense. Houston looks like the best defense. So and they score. So it's not like, Harvard where they dribble around for 5 minutes and then take a shot and the score stays low because they're not trying to get offense. Houston scores 80 points a game, so they're definitely scoring. They definitely have a good defense. So that's how you break it apart. So I look at Houston, UCLA, and Alabama to be your Final Four, and then one of these smaller colleges that we'll go through when we get the bracket, probably on Monday. Um, anyway, so tax time coming, but not till April. I'm not going to worry about it. That's it. I'll get my retirement check on Wednesday, and then I'm off to Spain probably in a month. I asked the gal at the pool. She looks Middle Eastern. She says she's Spanish, which I was surprised. And I said, well, I want to go to Spain. I'm going to take my girlfriend. Where should I go? And she said, go to Madrid. But she's never been there. But she said, oh, Madrid's the best. So I don't know. There's Madrid, there's Barcelona, and then is there beaches? Am I on the Mediterranean? So that's what I want to check out, or how far it is away so we can go to the beach. We like going to the beach. We did in Odessa. We'd go to the beach a lot, and it's just nice to relax and get some Black Sea, which helped my foot. So the salt helps your foot if you ever have that. I don't know if I had gout or I injured it, but anyway, my foot was bothering me. I could barely walk on it. I went into the Black Sea. I was able to walk around on it, and next thing I knew, I walked out and I wasn't limping anymore. One thing I had to notice is jellyfish. There was jellyfish in the Black Sea, and I was like, oh my God. You don't want them to sting you. So that's what we're looking at. So we'll get into the draft as far as that. Be careful on all this BetMGM crap. These idiots are talking about golf tournaments. How the fuck do you bet golf? Anyway, be careful with that. I don't think I'll play poker tonight. We got 10 inches of snow. I'm assuming I can drive to the coin store and drive to Chinese and drive to the club to swim. Because I was out in it last night. I went swimming early when it was starting to come and probably got 4 or 5 inches and went out to dinners. I was already out, and then I came home. So I was out in probably the first 5 or 6 inches of it. So I don't think, it hasn't snowed today, so I think they would have plowed it up, and it should be okay. So I should be there. So I will be curious what the coin shop tells me. Now, I've already brought this to his attention. He says, well, it's an ounce. It's 18 karat, so it should be 3/4 of an ounce. So if gold's 2,000, it should be worth 1,500. Well, unbeknownst to us, it's actually more than an ounce, so it should be 18. But I don't want to sell it. But this, as long as I get a normal price on this, which I'm expecting, I'm expecting about at least 800 here and at least 400 here. So if I get at least 1,200, then the jewelry store is really fucking me. They wanted to give me 800. She didn't even know. She thought it was 32 grams to an ounce, not 28. So I go online, it's 28.3495. Well, that's a whole different ballgame. So she gives me 23 grams. Well, that's 0.825 ounces. Like, so maybe he calls it point 0.8, maybe he calls this 0.330, and then 18 karat, 14 karat, and then 1855. So I'm looking somewhere in the 1300 range, but I don't even know if they'll have a quarter ounces or half ounces. We'll see. If I get 1300 and I can get an ounce for 19, then I'll probably pay 600 and get the ounce if that's all I can buy. Because I don't know. I'd rather have the coin than this. You know how I am. Especially this. This is the most meaningless piece of jewelry I ever got. I don't need the symbol that I was married. Not to her. No, no. So that's not what I'm interested in. Anyway, and this I never would. This is the only key piece of jewelry, but at this point, I'd rather have the coins. Is much more meaningful. So I'll go there. I'll report back at the club because of the snow. I didn't talk to any communist at the place, but it is funny the way people act. I've been watching some YouTube because that's all I can get when I lose cable. I had cable last night at about 10, 11 o'clock. It was 11 o'clock, I was watching the end of a movie, and all of a sudden it went out. And then at 12 o'clock, I watched the Munsters on regular TV with the antenna, so it didn't matter. And then when I went to sleep, I turned on YouTube on here. So I that's my big question is why can I plug this into my TV and get this internet? And why can't you use the phone's internet? Why do you have to buy extra internet, right? I'm paying $55 for internet, but I already have it on the phone, which I'm paying $50 for the phone to get the internet and the phone. So I'm very curious about that. Anyway, so what else? Poker, I don't think so with the snow. I think I'll go Wednesdays. Tuesday's my birthday. I think I'll go Tuesday. And play some poker. If I can, that's got to be lucky for me on the 7th. Otherwise, the economy sucks. We know they're trying to keep us from that. And it's hard because I want to go to some videos I've been watching. I can't remember them right now. So we will do that. So I'll do that tomorrow. I just wanted to pop on and tell you about the gold thing. So if you have gold jewelry, then you'll go to a jeweler and then you're going to ask them not for grams. Like she gives me grams. Like she gives me, this is 23.4 grams. Well, what does that do? All that's doing is confusing. What is it the ounce? Because that's what they're priced in. This isn't priced in grams, it's priced in ounces. So if you say 0.82 instead of 23.4 grams at 14 karat at 855, well, that's a whole different animal. Then we can get to the price. Here, she kind of hit it, right? She said 23.4 grams, and she come out with 545, and it's 890. Like, what are you doing? And again, that's how they scam you. So because I'm going to trade it in for gold, I should put value on this. Plus, I'm a regular buying the gold and silver. Versus at this other store, it's a high-end store. So she couldn't hide the 23.4 grams or the 14 karat. She gave me the price, but she didn't multiply it out properly. And again, she said 23 grams, and then she thought it was 30 grams make a ounce, and it's 28. I mean, you fucking work at a jewelry store and you don't know that. But why are you giving me grams for? Give me ounces. So I converted it, so that's what it should be. So we will see, but they're legit. She did test them, and again, I bought them there, so I would have been shocked. So what else? Again, 10 inches of snow. Be careful. We're in March. It should be ending soon. what else is there? Anyway, not much else. So, basketball we'll be talking about Monday once we get the bracket. I'll print out the bracket. I don't have a printer here, so I'll have to go to the library, and then I'll be able to put in the all the team grades, and then get the line, and then we'll go through the games Monday, and then we just got to check injuries. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy. Gold is going up. So one of the things that they were talking about yesterday that I always talk about is uh, the deflection. They don't want you to buy gold, so they don't tell you, oh, the economy is fine, inflation's going down. It's all bullshit, which we know it's all bullshit. So what we're trying to say is just keep understanding the truth. I tell you the truth. Again, I don't make any money outside of that you buy silver and gold and you make your money. So that's what I'm looking at is understand the gold and silver. The BRICS countries will now put gold back currency in the U.S. The bully in the room won't stop them. So understand what they did to Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, they can't do here, not against Russia, China. So they will have this gold back currency. The U.S. is fucked because we don't have any gold, and the price of gold will go through the roof. JP Morgan will not be able to keep up the charade of COMEX. Please understand, COMEX is a charade. The government tells you a CPI or PPI report. They're not real. They're just trying to tell you what you want to hear or make them look good so they'll get reelected. That's the point of them. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, we're just doing the same old thing. If we don't believe 9/11, we don't believe Mars, we don't believe JFK, why the fuck would you believe the CPI or the PPI? Because it's sort of like when I go to somebody and talk gold and they don't listen because they don't want to admit they're wrong. Well, believe me, the government doesn't want to say, oh, we're at fault for the inflation, we printed it, and we're making up the CPI and PPI to look better, so you vote for us, because we don't want to look bad and we don't want to say we're wrong, and that's really what you got. So be careful of that. Don't listen to it. Don't look at the gold price on COMEX. Look at the gold price on the Russian exchange when that becomes available, and understand when the gold and silver on the exchange, once it goes to a gold-backed currency, the price of gold goes through the roof, and silver, Bobby. Silver will go right with it. All right, so keep that in mind. Again, there's nothing I can do. I don't have internet, so it's the phone. And again, it's just this is what's going on, and I will show you those videos. I wanted to walk you through them further. NFL draft coming up. We will certainly talk about that. These guys are again clueless. It's the same thing. It's like Trask should be starting on Tampa, but will he? I mean, we'll go with Garoppolo, and then he'll get hurt. Then you go to Trask, and then you go, oh, why didn't they start Trask? Just like Zappe. Oh, he's a system quarterback. Well, he didn't look like a system quarterback on New England when he played his 3 games and looked great. But Mac Jones is not a system quarterback? Really? Oh, okay. Good to know then. What else? Taxes coming. If you got to do unemployment, there's something called termination without cause, which is good, which it means they let you go because it wasn't working out, not because you did anything. You didn't do drugs, you didn't steal. That's what the claim would be disallowed for. But if it's without cause, we just let you go, then you collect your unemployment. Unemployment is just insurance. But I could use some of it to go with the other Social Security until we wait for the gold and silver to go down. I got money, and I got all my baseball cards, but I just am looking for a bridge, and I don't want to spend all my money, and I certainly don't want to sell gold at this price. So that's why I'm just looking for, there's did a lot of savings, but I did get divorced, so I lost a lot of money in the divorce. but that's okay. It's good. You learn a lot, and it tells you don't be with somebody if it's not right. You leave them. But that's not I'm an INFJ, so I understand that. But it always felt funny anyway. And I says this is crazy, but don't get married for the wrong reason. If you date somebody you don't like them, doesn't matter what they look like. If you don't like them, if they're not nice, then just move on or keep them as a friend and then just date other girls. Um, and have 3 or 4 girlfriends and tell your girlfriend to have 3 or 4 boyfriends. Test the market, look at the competition. Then if you have your girlfriend date 3 or 4 guys and she does and you win, now, okay, you've looked at the rest. I beat all your competition. No, she's probably not dating the right competition if that's what happens, but that just shows you're the man, right? You beat out the other 4. And the same thing, if you date 4 or 5 girls, whoever wins, you've already dated these others, so you feel comfortable that, okay, now you can move to the next level. You've seen the other girls and they're not right for you, so you move on. And that's kind of what you need to do. Anyway, yeah, it's fun being an INFJ. I'm learning a lot that I already knew, but now it makes sense. Um, and that's about it, really. We're waiting for football. We're waiting for the basketball. We'll do baseball when it comes out. So it's kind of a dead time. We're not just going to look at basketball. I don't know how anybody bets 450 game teams. What are you crazy? And they do these prop bets. Don't do the prop bets. Don't do the money line. Nick asked me in the Super Bowl, the line moved from 44.5 to 45.5. Should I still bet it? And my explanation always to Nick is I don't ever think I'm going to nail the game exact point. Meaning, I expect it to be a upper 50-point game. It was a 70-point game, but I thought it would be 58, I think. And you hear it on here on my videos. So if it goes from 50 to 51 and you're teasing it from 44 to 45, who cares? I'm not picking a game 44 that's going to land 45. If I go over and it's 50 down to 44, I'm expecting an upper 50s total. I'm expecting a 57-point total, and I only land 44. So you can lay the extra point. That's my point. Not a problem with that. So just keep that in mind. Um, I'm never that exact. That's why I kind of bitch about money lines. I mean, if you're laying 8 down to 2, why do you need a money line? The only time I maybe would take one would be the dog. I got a 3-point dog and I think it's going to win, but I'm not getting enough on the money line to make it worth it. I'd rather do the 9. Unless it's a 10-point dog, like TCU, Michigan. That was a 7-point spread. That's one I could have taken TCU in the money line, but I don't think you're getting a fair value with it. So I just bet it in a teaser. I had it in 2 or 3 teasers, and it wins easy getting 13 at $1.10 or $1.20 or whatever. But I don't want it. I don't want to. Maybe that's what I would money line, and if I got $2, then it would have made sense. But outside of that, I don't. Maybe Ohio State, Georgia, but I did not like Ohio State after losing to Michigan and stuff like that. So I don't buy that. What else? Card collecting, it's an asset. I go through eBay every once in a while, and what I'll do is like 1993 PSA 10. And I get all the PSA 10s in 1993. I'm going through my boxes to see if anything jumped up. And like Kobe Bryant's rookie and Bowman Best, it's got the yellow bottom. It's like $7,000 now. And I'm going, I got that one. There's a real expensive one that shot up. I think it was Jordan or Shaq. It was like 15,000, but I don't think I have that card. But it's you keep an eye on it, but it's not really. I'm not worried about selling it now. I'm more when the shit hits the fan. I think those values will really get strong, like the Mantle cards, the Brady's, the Jordans should go up a lot more. Well, it's going to do two phases. The first phase, people will sell them for money, right? I'm going to get rid of my Jordan that's worth 10 grand. I need the money. And then once that clears out, that's like the stocks, right? So you hold the gold mining stocks. Should I buy the gold mining stocks? Gold's going to go up. Well, at first they're going to drop because people are going to need money. They're going to sell their stock. That's why I'm saying the market's going to crash. But then once all that's been cleared out, once all the suckers are out, then you buy it low because gold's going up. So if gold goes from 2,000 to 20,000, the gold stocks are going to go through the roof because now their inventory of gold will now be worth a hell of a lot more. Right now they value it at 2,000 an ounce. So it's funny how everybody goes right off that COMEX paper price. So manipulative it is for everything. Jewelry, gold coins and bars, and the stocks. And it's all a bullshit game that's about to end, which I'm happy for that. All I want is a fair game. Uh, what movie is that from? Oh, that was from Money Heist when the army's coming in and then they're going to bring in another unit. And Professor goes, all I want, look, it's 8 against 8. You brought in 8 soldiers. I got 10 robbers. That's even. But now you're bringing in the whole military. That's not fair. Let's keep this game even. So he blackmailed him. So you got to love the professor. But that's the point of that's all I want with gold. Give me the fair price. Stop with the bullshit because it's not part of the game. JP Morgan printing and selling derivatives is not part of the game. So I don't want anything to do with it. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind it's fixed. Keep in mind the gold price is not real. Keep in mind the derivatives, what they are, they're not real. There's no gold changing. Keep in mind China and Russia and the BRICS countries are going to come out with gold-backed dollars. Keep your focus on that. And then if you can keep buying gold and silver, keep buying it. But keep your focus on that. That's what you need to focus on. Anyway, you got to do a lot of competition and substitution now. As things get more expensive, you need to substitute off of them. So if steak gets so if you want steak, my advice is to buy it, get it on sale, at a good price, and go buy and throw it in your freezer. Buy 10 of them, because as the prices go up, you'll have, and you won't be able to afford. Just like gold, you won't be able to afford $50,000 an ounce gold. But if you get it at 2,000 and it goes to 50, you're going to be a happy camper, and that's my goal here, to make you a happy camper. So go buy your food or whatever now before the price goes up. But in sports cards, that should be what happens. So you're going to sell your Mantles, your Jordans, your Tom Brady's. You're going to sell them at first because you need the money, but you're not going to sell everything. You're just going to sell enough to get money in. And then what'll happen is as the currency goes bad, those assets should now skyrocket. So let's take the Mantle 68 card. Well, let's take the Brady cards. You guys like the Brady cards. So you got a Brady card worth 20,000. The Pacific rookie out of 768. He's in his Michigan helmet. Let's say it's 20 grand. So if all the shit hits the fan and I need the money, I sell the Brady card, get my 20 grand. And it starts dropping maybe to 15 because I'm selling because I need the money, not for the price. Now, okay, the shit hit the fan, the new currency's out, gold and silver's starting to go up. Now here goes the Brady card going up with the gold and silver. Now it's worth 30,000. So they get that first little dip because they need the money. So it depends. If you're ever at a card show, you never want to say, I need the money. You never, if you're going to sell a card, you want the Joe Burrow, the Mahomes card, you have one and you're trying to sell it to the dealer. And he might say, why are you selling it? You never say, I need the money. Because once I hear that as the dealer, I go, oh, I can fuck this guy over pretty good because he needs the money. He'll take anything, and vice versa. If you can get the dealer going, why you're selling, and you get him to where I need the money, then you can say, okay, I'm going to give you 30% on everything, and you need the money, and I know he's going to take it. So you can play that game, but you never want to say that. You always want to be hidden. That's how you should go through a lot of life is don't expose yourself. You're playing poker, never make a big bet that will expose you got a big hand. Now you could be bluffing, or it's protection. I got pocket aces, the flop hits, and there's two to a straight or two to a flush. I'm not fucking around. I'm saying I got aces. I'm making a big bet. But if I don't have to expose, I won't expose. I'll keep it hidden. So if I hit a set of aces, so I got aces and an ace, jack, six, different suits hit. I'm checking. I'm not exposing what I have, right? If you don't know what I got, I'm not telling you. I'm not going to make a big bet and tell you what I got. I'm going to check. You don't know what the fuck I got. That's how you play high-level poker. That's how I play. They never know what I got. But when I just have aces and 8, 9 of diamonds hits, you better bet I'm making a big bet. Now it's a protection, and now I want you to go out. I don't want you to catch a straight or flush. So now I am saying I got a pretty big hand. And make it where it's got to be a big bet for him to call. It's got to be risky for him. Oh shit, I got to put 100 in, and because everybody knows you're probably not going to get the straight or the flush, but you don't want to check with your aces, right? You want to make them earn it. So that's really the problem with it. So just be careful there. So what's going to happen as people need money, things get sold. That's why cash is king. I'm taking advantage of people who need money. They're selling things for the wrong reason, right? I'm going to the jeweler, trade this in, right? I'm not really selling it, and I know what the price should be based on, I know the weight, I know it's 14 karat, and I know gold price is going for. So I know I should get in the 1300s for these two, and I'll trade it in for a silver. So it's a win-win. He gets the sale. It's like when you trade in a car, right? If you're driving a Camry and you're leasing it, but you're going to lease a new Camry, don't worry, we'll clean it up and we'll replace the dent and oh, don't worry about the spill. But if you're not releasing a Camry and you're saying I'm going to go buy a Mercedes, he's going to nickel dime you. But if he knows he's still got the money coming in, he'll be more lenient. So I think I should do okay because I'm going to buy. Like he'll probably say, What are you doing?" And I say, "Well, I want to take this and trade it in for some more coin, and then I'm sure I'll get a better price." You can't lie about the grams. We know what the grams are, and we know it's 18 karat, and we know the price. So it really should be pretty basic of what because it's based on weight. An ounce of gold, I'm going to get 18.55 for an ounce of gold because that's the spot, and I basically have an ounce of gold here. No, I don't. I got an ounce of metal, but I don't have an ounce of gold. I got uh, yeah, I got 80. I got 82 ounce. I 0.82 ounce of this, but then I got to divide it by the 14 karat to get to the price of. I think I have that. I did a formula on this stupid Lotus Notes. Let's see. Yeah, I know my connection's interrupted. Can I get to my? I should be able to get to my load. Okay, so here we go. Okay, perfectly. So, for example, my necklace, uh, so this is 0.75 gold. 1.291. Okay, that's the grams. at 85. Oh, I didn't really do that multiplication, or did I? AR 10 by AR 11. Oh, I did. Okay, so this is really 0.96 ounces of gold. Once you calculate it out, that's what you have in gold. Let's see what my bracelet is. So my bracelet's 0.583. Okay, so that's the formula for 14 karat gold. 0.825 is what the ounce. So let's break that down. So let's do this formula. So if I take the 14 karat, which is 0.5833, and I times it by my 0.8254, which is the grams converted to ounces. So this is a half ounce of gold. Once you get, so it's 23 grams, which is 0.825 ounces of material multiplied by the 0.58. So this is about a half ounce of gold. And let's do it for the ring. So 0.75 is 18 karat times 0.3386, which is how much total content. The ring is a quarter ounce. It's 1.29 ounces at that. So this is like almost an ounce because it's 18 karat. That's why. So it's 1.29, but it's not. So it's 1.29, but that just shows you it's about an ounce of gold with 1.29 there. So that's the thing. So that was kind of cool. So this is about, so it's like, this is a half ounce, this is a quarter ounce. So that's going to be what I'm going to try to get from the guy. It's the only thing that works is my Google Chrome sheet works, but I don't think it saves it. I don't know. Not a big fan of it. So anyway, that's what you got to do. If you need help on that, just let me know during a conversation or email me. But it's basically, you're taking a total weight. So let's take the bracelet. So the total weight is 23.4 grams. That's what this thing weighs, which turns into 0.825 ounces. So this is 0.825 ounces. It's not a full ounce. At 1855, so you have to then, well, how much gold's in it? So it's 0.825 total weight by 58% of it is gold, which gets you to 0.48 ounces of gold in here. So the ratio is 14 karat, which is 0.58. So what you're saying is this is 0.825 ounces in total. How much of it is gold? Well, they're saying it's 14 karat, so it's that times this 0.58, which is just how much of this weight is gold, which gets you to 0.48. So this is basically a half ounce of gold in here. So really you're saying is how much gold do I have? Because I have other ingredients in it. And so if it's 18 karat, so where this is 18 karat, I take the weight and I times it by 0.75 because it's 18 out of 24. So 24 karat would be full, but it's 18 karat. So I'm saying, of the total weight, 1.29 ounces, 75% of it is gold, which gets me to roughly an ounce of gold, right? It's 0.968 ounces of gold, and then you times it by the spot of 1850. So that's why you need to know that. So when you go to the jewelry store, so you got gold jewelry, what you want to know is how much does this weigh And then what's the carat? So if this is if this is actually 18 carat, so it's the weight. It's point. No, she gives me this fucking gram 9.6, but 9.6 goes to 3386 ounces. So it's a third of an ounce, and it's 75% of it is gold. Gets you to 25% of this is roughly a quarter ounce of gold out of the 0.33 ounce of the, so it weighs 0.33. The gold part of it in is 0.25 because it's saying it's 18 karat. So that's how you figure it out. So this, I should be able to trade this for a quarter ounce because this is a quarter ounce. Because he's going to just take 0.25 times 1855 and get to that number, which is well, the way I calculated was 471. And then you mark up the ounce of gold. So that's probably what it would be on spot. But then he's selling the gold for 550, let's say, for the quarter ounce. So you would just have to come up with the premium. And the same thing here. This will be a half ounce. So this is roughly $900, and a half ounce is probably 1050. So you would have to come up. So what you're going to have to come up with is the difference of the two. So you basically have a quarter ounce and a half ounce. So if I want to get a half ounce, I trade this for the half ounce. I get this and say, okay, the rest of this will go to the half ounce plus 20 ounces of silver. As opposed to getting, so I could get a quarter and a half ounce for a couple $100, or I could say, give me the half ounce and I'll take 20 ounces of silver, depending on what he's got. So I'm curious what he's got there. But that's how you do it. That's what you're trying to figure out is how much, what you're trying to figure out is how much gold is in this. We know it's gold because she tested for it. We know the value is 1855 because it's the spot. Once it hits 20,000, then you multiply it by 20,000. That's why it's okay. If I can't sell it now, I know, but I know the amount, I know the formula. It's just, is it 1855 or is it going to be 20,000? But it doesn't matter if I have this or if I change it to coin. Now, this I don't want. This I could keep and say, well, it's jewelry. I'm not worried about compensation, and really, this can go in the freezer just as easily. So that's really what you're looking at. So because the price is low, it doesn't matter. It's really a wash because if the price goes up to 10,000 an ounce, I get 10,000 to buy the half or the quarter. So I always have that, but I'd rather have the coin, I think. I'm much more into the coin. I'm certainly not going to give this to anybody. I could give this to Jenna in lieu of coin, but it's a men's bracelet. I'm sure she'd like it, but I think she'd rather have the half ounce coin than she's got to worry about this. I would assume she's got it locked away in a pretty safe place in the middle of a war. Whoever has her gold and silver, but I'm sure she has it. Um, so we'll see, but it's hers. I tell her it's going to go up, but she can do whatever she wants with it. I think that's the key to life, especially being an INFJ, is you don't control people. My comment to people is to my girlfriends is I just want you to be happy. Whatever you want to do to be happy, we'll do. That's if you can have that type of mentality with people, more so with your friends than at work. Uh, you'll have very happy friends. Just as long as they don't take advantage, which they normally don't. Um, and usually with me, once they're my friends for life, and they like that. They appreciate that. Except for my ex, she the door slammed on her because of her attitude and what she did, and I want a divorce. Oh, you don't want me anymore? Go fuck yourself. See, you can't bluff me. So if you say I want a divorce, I'm giving you a divorce. That those words should not come out of your mouth, and if they do, you better mean it because you're gonna get it. All right. Any comments? God, I haven't gotten a. Is my comments even working? I didn't get a comment yesterday. Not getting a kind. Is Bobby around? Bobby, where are you? It just makes it more. I can actually answer questions where I can't really answer. I don't see questions to answer. The chat will come up even on the phone, but I don't see anything. Let's see if I have. Let's see if it says anything. I'm not seeing anything. Anyway, that's okay. I'll just keep thinking of things. So that's that. As we know, this is going to the moon, and we believe that the baseball cards are assets should go up. Your house is going to dip down and then should go up for the simple reason of the dollar has less value, so therefore the dollar with less value, that really your house should go up. The thing is, it's already gone up, and then these interest rates are killing the inflation of the house. So if you bought a house for 100 grand and everything's fine, and then inflation hits, it should be worth 150,000 because it takes more money to buy your asset. The problem is it's already gone up to 300,000, so it's already taken that into consideration. That's why you're not getting that boom in your house. As far as real estate, it's got to be useful. What are you buying a plot of land for? What's that going to do for you? Really? I mean, it's no, buy real estate. No, buy a house because of the fact I just said. It'll take more dollars to buy your house, so it should go. It should keep pace with inflation. But why don't you just buy gold? Why is everybody so afraid of gold? Um, it's been around since the Romans. Like Bitcoin's been around for 2 years. And you trust Bitcoin more? Why? Because it's on the internet. God, I just that's what really I think about how to fix that, how to like prove it, how to like tell you buy the gold, it's fine, it's going to go up. That's why I show you the videos of Andrew Maguire and Alistair McLeod and Egon and all that shit is to say, look, this is what's happening. But what they do is confuse you. The American guys, the Rick Rules and the bald attorney guy and all these others, Mike Baloney, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to say it. And so when they say it, they just talk paper and they don't talk physical. They don't get it. They don't understand. And then it scares you, and then you don't buy it because you don't believe them because they're idiots. So if that's your form of focus, that's the problem. Anyway, so that's basically what's going on. Okay, I think I'll have a quick bite to eat, and then I have till 3 o'clock to get to the coin store, and it should be a pretty basic, should be worth at least 1,300. Give me a half ounce or give me 2 quarters and the rest in silver. And I don't want to walk out with money, but more gold. I don't want to really walk out with this as much as I want to walk out with coins, golds and silvers. So that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I think that's about it. College basketball, like I said, I'll get the bracket tomorrow. We'll do it Monday. Football draft coming up. Poker probably on Tuesday. Again, you're reading the person, you're betting for insurance. You're always asking the question, what type of player is he? Why is he betting? Why is he calling? And you trying to answer those questions. You can answer those questions, you'll be a big winner at poker because you'll know what's happening and why. And that's the key. Why is he betting? Oh, he's got a hand because he never bets unless he's got a full house. Okay, like that one guy who was very, very tight, and the guy next to me gets a set of aces and he doesn't bet, but the other guy who's never in is betting, and then after the hand he didn't bet. He had trip aces, and then he gets an ace high flush, and there's no way that was the nuts, and he doesn't bet the river or the turn, and I'm looking at him like he's an idiot. First of all, with your set of aces, you should have definitely bet. And then with the ace high flush, you should have bet. He wasn't going out because he had a set of, because he's in and betting. He's not folding, right? He's not smart enough to go, oh, I'm beat. He's going to call it. So you lost He lost $200 on the hand that he could have easily bet a little bit more, and the guy would have called. So it made no sense. Anyway, but you're watching the guy. Why does he bet? Why does he call? Why is he in the hand? And you realize he only bets when he's got a good hand, and then now I can take advantage of that. And that's what poker is. There's a lot of luck to it, so be careful. That's why you cannot think aces are a good hand after the flop, and therefore you must bet them after the flop, a big bet, and then take the pot then. Because if you let it go, all five cards go, probably you won't win with your aces. You'll be very lucky to win, or if you make a big bet, they'll fold, and if you check, they're going to catch, and if you make a bet and they call, now you're sweating because you don't know what the fuck they got. They're calling, probably a draw or a smaller, or maybe they got queens or jacks. But again, you're not really being able to bet a lot and go from there. So that's poker 101. Poker. I hate that. I was listening to this guy and he said, well, it's Econ 101. And I went into the comments and said, no, I do Econ 501. I do a master's view of Econ. You're doing an elementary view that everybody should know. And to make that comment, you're an idiot because that's the problem. Nobody knows econ. They don't teach Austrian economics. So you can't make that comment. That's why I'm very specific. This is a master's class. This is not learned anywhere but here. And you must understand that's what you're getting. So when you come into the class, you go, oh, I'm getting a master's class. So anyway, that's it. www.teaserking.com. Hopefully I'll be back internet tomorrow. I'd be shocked if I'm still out. And off to the coin store, off to swim, off to Chinese, and have a good day. So and please have a good day, everybody. Be safe, be healthy. www.teaserking.com. You want to email me, please feel free. We'll do something on the bracket. We'll pick the games. We'll pick the Final Four. We'll go through that and just see. Let's see how good my strategy is, which it works like a charm in football. So I would expect it's a little bit different because you got five people in basketball. So one superstar can really carry the team, but it should show up in the stats, right? So that's how you see it is 80 and they score 80 points a game. They must have a strong scorer, and that's what happens. All right, everybody, have a great day. I hope I get my internet back, but I do have power, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I will report what happened at the gold store, and off I go. All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.